making your way into a seated position in easy pose. Bring the palms together, we'll tune in to begin. Rubbing the hands together in front of the heart space. Press the palms together. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Taking a breath in. Release the breath, breathing in to begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Adgurerame, Jugatgurerame, Satgurerame, Siddhigurudeve Name. Adgurerame, Jugatgurerame, Satgurerame, Siddhigurudeve Name. Adgurerame, Jugatgurerame, Satgurerame, Siddhigurudeve Name. Hold, breathing in, squeeze Mulaband, which is to pull the sex organs in and up, and the navel back towards the spine. Elongate the spine, dropping the chin slightly. Release, relaxing with the hands down on the knees in Gyan Mudra. And as we begin this wonderful practice around beaming your intention into the crystalline air quality that is this Aquarian new moon, this is a great opportunity for this particular practice to find one particular thing that you are aiming to manifest, and using a 6-month practice. So if you're doing this at any other new moon, so this one we're running as part of the Aquarius New Moon at the end of January, so 21st, 22nd of Jan, and at any other time, but essentially you'll be projecting forward. So the manifestation for new moons happens in the opposing signs energy generally, which is 6 months later. And in this case, it will be the Leo season in July, August. So I invite you to ask for something big, to project something big, something that to have manifest into your being would have a distinct would mark a distinct manifestation. So I think it's a great opportunity to try this on. So when we get to that part of the practice, I'll guide you through that. But maybe if there is something that you want to start thinking about as we do the warm-up, it's a great time to let the mind connect into the infinite and see what's there for you to choose to project into. Starting in cat-cow, so coming onto the hands and knees, you want the hands to be nicely spread on the ground and directly under the shoulders, and the hips and knees directly under. And you begin by inhaling forward, drop the belly, expand the chest forward into a cow position, which is to pull the head up and back, and inhaling into that space, and then rounding, dropping the belly up, pulling it up towards the ceiling and rounding the back as you exhale, and continuing in a dynamic manner. Inhaling forward, exhaling, releasing back and rounding, closing the eyes, focused on the third eye point, which is the center of the brow, using a nice deep breath, deepening the breath, inhaling forward, exhaling back as you round, continuing, finding your own rhythm, your own space. As you inhale forward, the word sat, and as you exhale back, the word nam can be mentally chanted. Allowing the breath to go deeper, inhaling sat, exhaling nam, rounding up and down between the cow and the cat. This deeply lubricates the glandular systems of the body, brings suppleness to the spine, which in turn keeps us radiant and healthy and vibrant. Focusing in on the third eye, with the eyes closed. And for the last 15 seconds, speeding up, intensifying the breath, giving it your full focus. Breathing in and holding at the top, squeezing Mulaband, releasing the breath and rolling backwards and rounding up in the spine. Release fully, dropping the head down, holding the breath out, eyes still closed. And then coming to neutral as you take a breath in and just leaning back onto the feet and allowing the body to drop down into Guru Pranam. The arms come together over the top of the head, forehead onto the ground, and completely releasing into the earth. Giving everything you don't need to the earth right now to make space for the new to come in. Deep breathing, releasing the hips back a little further. And coming up out of the position, making your way back into a seated, easy pose position. Bringing the fingers to curl in on top of the pads of the hands. Arms raise up. You can pull the thumbs to touch first and then pull them apart to 60 degrees. And in this position you'll be doing breath of fire, commencing with an equal inhale, exhale that comes from not forcing the breath from the navel, but through the inhale, exhale, and just closing the eyes down breath of fire, finding your own rhythm and pace with that. Your speed may be different to somebody else's, but the focus is on allowing the exhale fully and allowing an inhale fully, so that it becomes almost a circular breath of equal in and out. Pulling the arms up towards the ceiling. Eyes are closed, third eye focus. And again, inhale Sat Nam, inhale Sat, exhale Nam, which is quick. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam when you're doing this breath. And if it starts getting a little hard, try slightly intensifying the breath. This is not recommended for people who are pregnant or on the first few days of their bleed. And the last few seconds, and breathing in, hold, squeeze, pull the fingers, the thumbs to touch overhead and squeeze the fingers up over top of the head. Pulling the spine up, holding Mula Bandha, holding the breath, hold, 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 release, and slowly let the arms glide down through the electromagnetic field, your personal field of power, your attractor, your protector energy. Eyes closed, hands can be in the lap or on the knees in Gyan Mudra. Now, just staying in this position. If you need to, at any point, kind of give your legs a bit of a release, feel free to do so. You can cross them over. We're going to go into fists of anger. So you're going to hold the thumb inside the fingers, and there will be a rolling of the arms over the top, like you're doing a breaststroke with your fists. And in doing this, you want to be doing a breath of fire. So, but it's through an O mouth. So, as the arms are coming over the top of the head, moving into the breath, and intentionally bringing up anything that you're angry about, anything that you're holding disdain towards or frustration towards, anything angry, anybody you're angry, bring it into that fist of anger and just allow yourself to almost be punching through those internal thoughts and mechanisms that are holding that angry force within you. You want to release that. And as we're doing fists of anger, we are massaging the heart space and opening up that space and releasing. Give it your best shot. This is your time to release your anger by allowing it to express itself. Good breath. Good O-mouth breath. Removing anger is part of how you live a healthy, joyful life. Not being run by anger that is directed to self or to others. Great job. And bring the hands together and then push the arms up overhead, squeezing the hands up. Hold the breath. Hold, hold, hold. And releasing down. Great job. You can do any of these exercises that I'm taking you through. Any of these can be done on their own for a quick pick-me-up at any day. And I highly recommend doing pretty much all of these every day. Now I'm going to move into a really special little process. And this is a fairly quick one. So you're going to bring your arms out. So for some people who aren't used to doing all this arm work, you might be feeling it already. But this one will be relatively quick. We'll just be doing it for a moment. And arms out straight, and then starting to do backward circles. And at the same time, you want to be doing a breath. Through the O mouth. That's it. Only here for a minute. Going intensely into that energy. This is going to help strengthen and brighten your electromagnetic energy field. And this is going to also help when we do the beaming. This helps us attract and retain opportunities in our life. That's it, keep going, almost there. You can withhold it for the entire time. And bring the arms on top of the shoulders. Breathe in, hold, squeeze every fibre of your being. Hold, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Release the breath, keep the posture, breathe in again. Hold, squeeze. Continuing to hold if you can, we want 15 seconds. And release, one last time. Breathe in. Hold, squeeze every part of your being. And release, bring the hands down. Great job. And for the last piece, we're going to really activate a state of what I'd call passive brilliance. So why I say that is that we're going to be blocking off the right nostril, and we're going to be doing breath of fire through the left nostril, and that's going to bring an intense amount of energy into our system. And then out of that, we will be moving into the Kriya for beaming, and this will help support to find and focus on the one thing that you want to manifest. So you start by covering up the right nostril and literally just beginning to pumping in and out equal breath just through the left nostril. That's it, keep going. And of course, if you need to adjust, find your speed. This will bring a lot of pranic energy into the system very quickly. Continuing with that breath of fire. Good. The last 30 seconds. Continuing. See if you can intensify for the last 10. Give it all you've got. And breathe in. Hold, squeeze. And release. Fantastic. Great job. Give yourself just a moment to shake out the legs in preparation for this beautiful, beautiful Kriya that we're going to do. And I invite you to allow that which you are wanting to manifest to come to the fore for you. And we will focus in on that. We've got a few things to do first before we get into that beaming piece. And we'll be doing lots of kind of pranic charging of this prior to doing the beaming. So to begin with, we're going to be doing what's called a drinking breath. And this really is amazing at being able to clear the mind of any of our kind of distracting thoughts and attachments. And it brings a huge amount of creativity and focus into our being so that we can be intently focused with a very pure energy towards what we want to manifest and how we want to create our future and the relationship to that future within our core being now. So sitting in easy pose, you want the spine nice and straight. The eyes are closed for this and the hands are relaxed in Gyan Mudra on the knees. And this is what we call a drinking breath. So just nice, deep, easy breath. What you're going to be doing is sipping in like you're drinking. So imagine long, slow, deep through the rounded mouth, almost like you're sipping through a straw. And when you have a full drink, close the mouth and exhale through the nose. And we'll just be repeating this. Find your own pace and rhythm. And when you've drunk in, close the mouth and exhale through the nose fully and begin the next cycle. And as you're drinking in through that O mouth, you should feel an elongated breath hitting onto the back of the throat in a long, continuous inhale. space through the nose. You're halfway through, going deeper and deeper into drinking the breath. Finishing the round and just coming to a normal breathing state. As we move into the second part of this Kriya, we're going to be focusing on a number of things in this step, but we call it the zero or the shuniya state. we will be doing is inhaling, and we're going to be inhaling and then holding the breath. So you're going to be suspending the breath in a meditative state, and you're going to meditate on zero. And you're going to think of this as you meditate on zero, and I'll take you through a number of rounds and then allow you just to continue in the process on your own. Take that inhale in, hold the breath, focus on zero. All is zero. I am zero. Each thought is zero. My pain is zero. That problem is zero. That illness is zero. Release the breath. Breathe in again. As you focus on zero, meditate on all the negative emotional, mental and physical conditions that you have, any situations that are not to your liking. And as these come up, as they come to your mind, bring it to a zero. Bring it to a single point of light, a small, insignificant, non-existence point. Release the breath. Inhaling again. Hold, focus on the zero. Meditate on the all is zero. I am zero. Each thought is zero. My pain is zero. That problem is zero. That illness is zero. If you're ready to release the breath, do so. Breathe in again. Suspend the breath. Meditate on all negative emotional, mental and physical conditions and situations. As each thing crosses the mind, bring it to a zero, a single point of light, a small, insignificant non-existence. And then when you're ready, exhale. Breathing in, holding. Inhale the breath in, hold. Focus on the zero and simply allow anything that comes up to be taken to the point of zero. And when you can no longer hold the breath, release that breath and restart. Breathing in, suspending the breath, focusing on the shuniya, the zero. Releasing the breath when you're ready and continuing the cycle. All is zero. I am zero. Each thought is zero. My pain is zero. That problem is zero. That illness is zero. All of my negative emotional, mental and physical conditions and situations can all be brought to zero. And as they come to zero, they cease to exist. meditate on the zero, bringing everything to a point of zero, to a point of singular light that then releases into nothing, taking any conditions, situations that are troubling your life and bringing them all into a state of zero. Breathing in, suspending the breath. The power of the zero, the reset point, can be experienced through the breath at any time of the day, just purely by inhaling and suspending the breath. We bring ourselves to a point of zero, almost like controlling the forces around us. We can slow things down, we can remove obstacles. Finishing that last round, just take a breath in, just release and be comfortable for a moment. As we move on to the third part of this practice, so bringing in what is the one quality or condition that you most desire for your complete happiness and growth. So, and summarizing that into a single word, like wealth, health, relationship, guidance, knowledge, luck. So it has to be one word. You need just one word. And lock onto that word and the thought and visualize the facets of it. So find your word and just, if you're finding it hard to decide on one, take calm in the fact that you can redo this practice and choose another one. So you can create multiple things, you'll just do them as separate practices. Focused on your word. I want you to breathe in and suspend the breath And as you suspend the breath, beam the thought into a continuous stream and lock into it. So using that word, beaming it, entirely focused purely on that word. Feeling your eyes closed, third eye, that you're beaming through that third eye. And then up through into the infinite sky space, into infinity. And then find yourself, you can relax the breath. And then as you relax the breath, inhale again. Suspend the breath and beam your focus. Beam your focus onto that single word. See every facet of it being lit up and beamed and created. And as you need, release the breath. And then take another breath in. Suspend and continue to beam. Continuing to focus on that single word. If you find yourself drifting, bring yourself back. Third eye focus. Beam the word. Beam your intent. Beam it towards the green comet. And that green comet's going to take it deep into space and manifest in the infinite grid of existence and have that echo back to you created. And then finishing the final round, relax the breath, inhale and move the shoulders, move the arms, move the spine. Move everything, stretch everything, move the arms, stretch the arms up, spread the fingers wide. Take a couple of deep breaths in here, stretching up. Release the shoulders, release, release. Take another breath. And stretching up. And releasing down. And now coming to lie deeply on your back for deep relaxation. Covering yourself up if you need to. And just let yourself go into a deep state of release. Coming back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, and coming to bring the arms overhead, stretching up into the shoulders, bringing one knee up and cat stretching to one side of the body, then the other side. Changing the knees over, cat stretching to the other side. And then rubbing the hands together and the feet together. Rolling side to side on the spine. And even doing a little bit of happy baby. Grabbing the toes and wiggling around on the spine. And then making your way back up to a seated position, rolling on the spine a few times to massage the spine and coming up. And we're going to finish the practice with a mantra. And the mantra is called Pavan Guru, and it is to bring the power of air, the pranic life force, to support your desires and wishes. And the words for this, so you can follow along with me, and if you don't know them, just allow your tongue and the mouth to try and follow the sounds that I'm making. But the words are pretty straightforward, so I think you'll pick them up. It's Pavana, 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 Pada, Panam, Padaguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. And we'll do a few minutes of that. So sitting in easy pose, eyes closed, hands in Gyan Mudra, just following along with me. Taking a breath in, we'll begin. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. And adding on to it now, to feel the navel pulling in as we go through the pavans. Feel it almost like vibrating, so that you're connecting the tongue to the nadi point in the navel. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 Padapana, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Taking a breath in. Hold. energy to circulate into all corners of your body, holding the breath in. And release. And we'll tune out, closing the practice with the long time sun and 3 satnams. Again, we bring the hands into a prayer position in front of the heart space, thumbs into the sternum, some pressure into both the palms as we close the circuit of the multiplicity parts of ourselves into a beautiful symbol of peace and strength. And we'll do the long time sun, following on with me if you don't know the words. Let's begin. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Thank you for joining me today for this practice. You can, and I highly recommend doing this practice a number of times in the 2 weeks following the new moon, to either really intensify and focus in on that particular one thing, or if there are a number of things that you would like to do, maybe trying some other different ones, or doing, two lots of the same one and maybe choosing another one and really seeing how the different focus works for you. And come back, check in with me in 6 months. I would love to hear what manifests in your world. Satnam.